Hello everyone, and welcome back to RotMG Ramble, which is what I'm officially calling this series. I decided it might be more interesting to make shorter videos with clips of me playing instead of raw footage with not much really happening. I've gathered some clips from the past few days, including some juicy loot, some exaltation clips, and in the future when I die, which will happen, I'll be sure to get my death clips. I've also got some random deaths from other people in here as well. I hope you enjoy, and I would love to hear feedback on the format and editing, as I'm slowly learning how to edit, and this is the first time actually putting effort into my editing. Also, in the comments, I'd love to hear how your Easter event is going so far, and the best drop you've gotten in these few days that the Easter event has been going on. Thank you so much for watching. To start off the video, I'll talk about how my Easter event is going so far. I've gotten some good whites, as you'll see later on, and also a lot of base fame on this archer. It's my highest base fame character ever. I've also been exalting quite a bit as well, although I realize now I need to start doing some cults. I'm really close to 4 out of 5 on everything, but it's just stinky cults left. I hate doing cults. I'm looking forward to the future where there's multiple dungeons that can give you speed exalts, because fuck doing cults. Other than that, I got some Easter emotes and a pet skin, which you will see later. Unfortunately, no upgrades for my archer yet, and still no shiny leaf bow, void bow, or void quiver, which I've really been hunting. I did, however, enchant a leaf bow with a lucky engraving, and later on in the video you'll see me swap to it before a boss dies. 5% loot boost isn't a ton, but I'll take really anything I can get at this point. So I wanted to talk about a random topic in each one of these videos because I can't just sit here and talk about Realm all day, every day. However, I will still be talking about some of the clips that appear on screen. Today there aren't many clips where I do that, but in the future, perhaps I'll interject more than I will today. But I wanted to talk about fitness and health, as it's something I'm passionate about, and I'm assuming some of you are as well, and maybe if you aren't passionate about it, you're trying to get into it, or you might want to get into it. I'll be talking about resistance training, diet, creatine, and some other stuff as well. To start off, I wanted to talk about creatine because I believe it's something that basically everyone should be taking. If you don't know what creatine is, it is a powdery substance, almost like flour, that makes your muscles hold more water. And it's not like a steroid or a drug or anything, it is just like a vitamin that you would, take once in the morning or something. And multiple studies have shown that it is actually beneficial to your brain health. 95% of creatine, give or take, is used in muscle tissue, but the other 5% goes to your brain. This can help with some symptoms of depression. In one study, a group of women with major depressive disorder were given an antidepressant and either creatine or a placebo, and the placebo just did nothing. It's a placebo. After 8 weeks, the group that took creatine felt 80% less depressed, and the group that took the placebo felt 63% less depressed. Creatine isn't some magic supplement that's going to solve all of your mental issues or even your physical issues, but I think most people should be taking it. And I'm not a doctor. I will say that right now. I'm not even 21 yet, so I can't be a doctor. But it's also safe for most people to consume. The only thing, if you do not have functional kidneys already, if you have some sort of renal disease or kidney problems in general, creatine could potentially be dangerous, and I would consult your doctor or physician about that first. Otherwise, I think creatine is a great supplement for basically everyone to take, and of all ages as well. Moving away from creatine, I wanted to talk about resistance training. It's just a fancy way of saying exercise to build muscle or endurance. I'll mostly be talking about building muscle and not so much building endurance. And the basics are that you want to train until muscular hypertrophy, which just means increasing in size. For simple terms, once muscle protein synthesis outgrows that of muscular protein breakdown, so you're making more muscle cells, basically, from protein than your body is actually breaking down, you'll have muscular hypertrophy. And this basically just translates to train hard, eat a lot of protein, and do so consistently. That, in my opinion, is the hard part and the part at which a lot of people fail. A large myth that some of you may even believe, and I was even taught in school, is that when you exercise, your muscles get quote-unquote micro tears, and then the body will heal these micro tears and rebuild the muscle stronger than what it once was. But this has long been proven false, and when you get sore after a workout, that soreness is not caused from micro tears. So going back to weight training, most people know going to failure is the most basic and effective way for muscular hypertrophy. But I read a study from this year, 2025, about training past failure. That doesn't make any sense if you don't understand it, so I'll explain it. Let's say a squat. On a squat, you start in the standing position, and then you squat down real low, and then you go all the way back up. And you do that as many times as you can until you can't do it anymore. Once you can't do it anymore, that is a failed repetition. That does not count as a full rep. And in this study, a group of untrained men did calf exercises in your leg, right? And they did regular calf exercises until failure. Then after failure, they would do half reps. If they couldn't move the weight all the way, it didn't matter. They just kept going. All the way until they literally could not move the weight anymore. And the study came to the conclusion that this was actually a superior way of training the triceps surae, which is your calf muscles. Now, your calves are a smaller group of muscles compared to, like the muscles in your thigh, like your quads or your hamstrings, or like the muscles in your back. But from this study, it can be inferred that this science can also be applied to other smaller muscle groups. And this includes like your arms, all of your arms, your forearms, your bicep, your tricep, even your shoulders. I have started doing this ever since I saw this study. I have started doing this for my calves and my arms and have seen better progress than I did without this method. However, I would be careful on implementing this into your workout regime because of the potential risk of injury that comes with it. Pushing past failure, your muscles literally cannot take it anymore. So take a preacher curl. I'll put the preacher curl machine on screen right now so you know what it looks like. I'm sure if you're on like weightlifting Instagram, you've seen an accident, I guess, on this machine before, where some guy is doing really high weight and he gets to the point of failure and then he tears his bicep and it snaps and it's ugly and disgusting and you just want to look away. I would be very cautious about adding reps past failure onto exercises like this. Same goes with like the triceps. Let's say you're doing an overhead triceps press, and I'll show that on screen as well, and you want to go past failure. If you literally cannot take it anymore, your muscles will just give way and you will just drop the weight on your head, and if not on your head, on your neck, and if you don't bail out, it could be pretty dangerous. So this next clip just looks like a regular white bag, but it's also the clip in which I hit my first ever 100,000 base fame character, and the white bag alongside it is also a shiny, and this was a pretty awesome clip that I got. While I'm interjecting here, I might as well explain why there's been some Moonlight Village clips that I've been showing where I finish the dungeon and then I get 2 blue bags. Moonlight Village actually gives 3 different exaltations, and it depends on which dancer that you fight last. If you fight Sage Genji, the blue dancer last, you get a life exalt. The pink dancer, you get an attack exalt, and yellow, you get a mana exalt. Even still, if you bail out, the weight could bounce and like go on your ankle and you could sprain your ankle or tear your Achilles or something. So I would do this for biceps and forearms with free weight training for biceps, so like dumbbells or kettlebells and such. For forearms, it's a little different. you can totally use machines for forearms for repetitions past failure, but like I said, I would still be careful, and I would kind of limit test to see what you can do before you actually do it. So on a related note to training past failure are alternative methods to resistance training. This includes drop sets and supersets and also antagonist training. I'll explain all of these. A drop set is when you're doing an exercise and then you go until failure, but when you hit failure, you start doing that same exercise but with a lighter weight. It's kind of like training past failure, but you're just doing with a lighter weight so you can actually do a full repetition of the exercise to get a full range of motion. A superset is when you give yourself no time in between sets to rest and go immediately to the next exercise. This is often paired with antagonist training, which is when you exercise one muscle group and then in the next exercise you work out the opposing muscle group. For example, if you work out your biceps, the next exercise you do would work out your triceps. Drop sets and supersets don't have many studies that I could find backing them. I will say, however, they're an excellent time saver. If you've only got 30 to 45 minutes in the gym, which, you know, your time is valuable, I would recommend trying a drop set or superset. I used to do both of these when I was in school and also working a job at the same time, but I've got way more time now, and I can afford to take my workouts slower. Also, if you have been working out for a while, and you're an experienced athlete, you can use some of these methods to break the monotony of weight training, or even possibly break through a PR or a strength plateau that you've been trying to break. So the last thing I want to touch on in this video is diets. I think a lot of people, for starting in the gym, it's the hardest part, other than just figuring out what to actually do in the gym. Everyone has different goals in the gym. Some want to lose weight, others want to gain weight in muscle. In general, if you want to gain weight, you should be eating around 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. For non-Americans, that's about 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram. This does not apply to everyone, but is a good rule of thumb to start with. If you're looking to lose weight, unless you break the laws of thermodynamics, you just have to burn more calories than you're eating. You can also lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. I don't have enough time here, but if you would like to research it yourself, it is called body recomposition. And there's also this myth going around about protein, and your body can only process up to 30 grams of protein in one meal. This is just straight up not true, and I just recommend hitting your daily protein goal in any way you can. Research shows that there's no significant upper limit. The last diet-related thing, sorta, I want to go over is organic food versus non-organic food. Some people think non-organic is gonna kill your gains. Some people think it doesn't matter. I say it doesn't matter. My word is not law, but I've done some research and I found multiple studies that show no significant difference in nutrition between the two. I simply recommend going for what is in your budget, because when I go to the store, a lot of the times that organic shit is super expensive compared to the non-organic. If you want organic and you're willing to pay that higher price, go ahead. You are absolutely not harming anyone. But do not feel bad for getting non-organic. That just about wraps up the video. I just wanted to show right at the end what I've currently got for my archer stats and exaltations. Exaltations, we've got Vit, Wiz, and Life fully exalted, and then everything but speed is 4 out of 5. Attack and mana are so close. I'm going to do them soon, hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, that's basically it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about in the next video, I would love some ideas. I would just try to stay away from like news. I hate talking about news and politics and all that lame garbage. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Later, guys.